here I am with Chris Ogden, who performed my surgery, and we're just going to have a quick discussion of what happened and what his feelings are about robotic surgery. What made you start in robotic surgery, and have you seen any big changes since you started?
I was very lucky that I happened to be at Chelsea and Westminster and then moved to Mary's, where the first robotic Da Vinci machine was placed by our advances team. And I was lucky enough to put together the first team to be recognised to do prostatectomy. And when we started, everyone said, "Oh, this is just a fancy gizmo. There's no need for it. It may be dangerous. It'll end up in tears." And that was in 2004. And over that time, we now have from one machine and one team, we have probably 500 or 600 machines and thousands of robotic surgeons, not just in prostatectomy, but in all surgical disciplines. So it's been an incredible mushrooming and become the sort of gold standard now for certainly prostate surgery. And I think that's testimony to the kit and to the ability to carry out a operation which is natural to the surgeon, but with keyhole instruments and all the advantages of early recovery, which wasn't the case when we had to do open surgery. And it's a lot easier to learn than standard laparoscopic surgery, because of the wristed instruments. It's a natural, intuitive way for surgeons to operate. So that's why the take-up has been so good, and most, if not all, the great laparoscopic prostatectomies have now moved across to the Da Vinci system. And has
that machine evolved in the last 10 years a lot?
Yes, from the first one, which was a bit clunky. I think the camera broke once and we had to deal with that. But we've gone past that. We're now on the 5th, 6th generation machine. So it's evolved considerably over the last 15 years.
On the day of my operation, the last thing I remember was you tapping me on my shoulder from behind. I didn't even see you because I was bent over, having my spinal. At that point, when you walk away from me and you go to your control, do you have any fear or concerns as to what you're going to encounter with every operation, especially in my case?
I think you weren't particularly challenging. You had a fairly straightforward prostate and you're not a particularly challenging body habitus. And you don't have any particularly worrying comorbidities or other illnesses which would stress both the anaesthetist and worry myself. So no is the answer. In terms of actually doing the surgery, yes, when we started, it was every operation was, very anxiety driven, because you haven't ironed out the learning curve. But by the time you've done a few 500 to 1,000, you start to get comfortable with it, and you see most of the problems and most of the different prostates and different.
How many have you done now?
Around 3,000.
Wow.
Which I guess is the most in the UK, probably, simply because I started it. There are many high volume surgeries now, which is great to see. And it's just wonderful to have been at the beginning of a technology that has got traction. And it mushroomed into a successful and the gold standard.
Which brings me to my next point is, you must be so proud of the fact that you see people like me recover so fast compared to what the operation must have been.
Absolutely. I think we haven't. I can't remember when we last transfused a patient, whereas it was regular, almost routine for many open operations. And to see men getting back to their normal activities, the golf course, within weeks rather than months, and getting back to their normal lives is fantastic.
Yeah, nice.
And it's a real advantage that has developed very rapidly and been taken up very widely, and it is the future now.
Well, I'm testament to that. I mean, I've recovered so fast, and it's incredible. So, I can only thank you for what you've done for me. It really is miraculous.
That intuitive and Da Vinci.
Great. Thank you so much.
Done.